Good afternoon. What a beautiful day that we've been blessed with today. I want to thank the American Legion Post 206 for asking me to speak to you today and for always being there for our family. I think this is 6 years now that I've done this, and they're really a family to Gary and Kenny and I, and we can't thank them enough for everything that they've done for us. It's a beautiful day for a cookout or whatever else you have planned to do on this 3-day weekend. But I want you to first think about thank you for first coming out to honor our fallen soldiers and to remember them so that we can have these freedoms. According to Wikipedia, the definition for Memorial Day is it's a United States federal holiday which occurs every year on the final Monday of May. Memorial Day is a day of remembering men and women who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. Formerly known as Decoration Day, it originated after the American Civil War to commemorate the Union and Confederate soldiers who died in the Civil War. By the 20th century, Memorial Day has been extended to soldiers who died while in the military service. Many people visit cemeteries and memorials, particularly to honor those who have died in military service. Many volunteers place an American flag on each grave in the national cemeteries. Memorial Day is not to be confused with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is a day of remembering the men and women who died while serving, while Veterans Day celebrates the services of all U.S. military veterans, living or dead. It's because of men like our son, Staff Sergeant Christopher Swanson, Specialist Jeffrey Schaefer, Staff Sergeant Jeremy Horton, First Lieutenant Scott Love, Specialist Brett Tribble, Lance Corporal Matt Snyder, Corporal Justin Watts, and Sergeant Ryan Bauman, and thousands more who gave their lives to keep our country safe so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we have. Permit me to tell you a little bit about myself and our family. My name is Kelly Swanson. I am a Christian, a daughter-in-law, a granddaughter, a sister, an aunt, a niece, a wife, and a mother, and as of 13 months ago, a grandmother. On July 22nd, 2006, I became a Gold Star mother. I have worked for the FBI for 35 years. I've been happily married to my best friend and wonderful husband, Gary, for 34 years. Gary retired from the police department after 25 years and formed the foundation that we have now. We have been blessed with 2 wonderful sons. Our oldest son was Staff Sergeant Christopher Swanson. He graduated from high school in 1999 and entered the Army that following August. After finishing basic training, he was assigned to the 1st 325th 82nd Airborne. He spent 6 months in Kosovo doing peacekeeping missions. It was at the initial assault on Iraq. He was then assigned to the 1st Armored Division in Baumholder, Germany, where he completed a 2nd tour. He was killed on his 3rd tour. Our youngest son, Kenny, works for a fire protection company as an engineering technician. His wife is a kindergarten teacher, and they have a beautiful 13-month-old daughter. I am so proud of both of my sons, and I thank God for them every day. I am missing Gary this weekend as he is in Tennessee co-hosting the Smoky Mountain Thunder Memorial Ride. This is a police-escorted 65-mile ride that over 3,000 motorcyclists to Veterans Overlook in Clinch Mountain for Memorial Day services. This is the first time that we have been apart for Memorial Day. You know, I will never forget that rainy night when the doorbell rang and I opened it up to 3 military officers. Gary and Kenny weren't home. Gary was on his way home from work, and Kenny was with the church youth group doing whitewater rafting. My sister-in-law and I had been out all day shopping, which is a favorite thing that we like to do, and we had lunch at California Pizza and prayed for the safety of Chris and his men. He was already gone by that time. I am very proud of what Chris has done for his country and for my freedom. He died doing what he loved and doing what he knew was right. He was injured twice before he was killed, and each time he went right back to be with his men. His Bradley was hit by an IED, and he suffered shrapnel wounds to his leg. I remember he called me and he said, "Mom, They stitched me up. I'm going right back out. And I asked him why didn't he get to come home, because he was injured. He said, I've got to be with my men. He was hit again, and he received a concussion. Once again, he went right back out. The third and final time, he was in an ambush and was killed by a cowardly, faceless sniper. That morning, he was giving candy and stuffed animals to some children he knew. Just like I have vivid memories of Chris, I have them with Kenny as well. I have the memory of watching Kenny suffer the loss of his big brother. I can still see the anguish he was going through, knowing the only way to help him was to hold him. I am so thankful to his then fiancée, now wife, as she came to be by his side. The love she showed him and the comfort she gave him, I am forever grateful for. I used to worry about how he was doing, but he's such a strong, loving Christian man. He's doing fine. I love the hugs that I get from him, and I hope he knows just how much those hugs mean to me. When people ask how we get through and how we handle things, my answer is very simple: through God's loving mercy and grace. Faith has always been a major part of our lives, and it's so much stronger now than it's ever been before. Yes, every day is hard, but every day there's a blessing if you just look for it. There are sunrises and sunsets, birds singing, flowers blooming, a song on the radio, and people who truly care. I challenge you today to look for these blessings. I promise it will brighten your day. God never said our lives would be easy, but without him, it would be impossible and hopeless. We know that we will see Chris again one day, and that's what makes us go on. God has put many wonderful people in our paths just to be there to support us and to love us. And so we continue today where Chris left off. Every time Chris came home, the first thing he did was ask to borrow the car so he could go to Walter Reed and visit his soldiers that were there. He wanted to make sure that they were okay. And we want to make sure that his men and the rest of our heroes are okay too. We have a foundation that we started shortly after Chris was killed. It's the SSG Christopher W. Swanson Support Charity for Veterans and Their Families Incorporated. Our goal is to build or purchase a home on the bay for veterans to come, visit, relax, and just have a good time. The bay was Chris's favorite spot. He loved the water, and he loved his blue crabs. In May 2009, Gary and I thought about purchasing a vacation home in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We love to go there on vacation, so we thought, well, why not just buy a home there? Little did we know what God had in store for us. It is the only home in the neighborhood that's a handicapped accessible home. Instead of just being a vacation home for us, it's also a vacation home for the veterans that we thought when we originally thought of here. In fact, a group of Chris's guys and their families have used it as a mini reunion a couple of times now. We also partner with the American Legion to award scholarships every year to deserving high school students that demonstrate the values that Chris believed in, such as loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage by leading projects that give back to the community. We partner with River Valley Ranch, located in northwestern Maryland along the Mason-Dixon line, to send children of fallen soldiers, wounded soldiers, and active duty soldiers for a week of fun. I said earlier that I'm a Gold Star mom. Not many people know what that is. I would love to say that I'm a Gold Star mother because I'm the best mother there is, and I think Kenny would agree with that, maybe. But sadly, that's not what it is. I didn't want this title, but I'm honored to have it. Gold Star Mothers is an organization that was started by Grace Darling Siebold after the death of her son, George Von Siebold, 23, who was killed in aerial combat during the heaviest fighting over Bapaume, France, on August 26, 1918. Grace, realizing that self-contained grief is self-destructive, devoted her time and efforts to not only working in the hospital, but extending the hand of friendship to other mothers whose sons had been lost in battle. She organized a group consisting solely of these special mothers, with the purpose of not only comforting each other, but giving loving care to hospitalized veterans confined in hospitals far away from home. The organization was named after the gold star that families hung in their windows in honor of the deceased veteran. The American Gold Star Mothers was incorporated under the laws of the District of Columbia on January 25, 1929. Like Grace, we had a blue star hanging in our window until we received word that Chris was gone. We now have a gold star flag. I have been a member of the Maryland Gold Star Mothers branch of the American Gold Star Mothers since June 2007. I hold the position of historian. We used to meet all over the state because we didn't have a permanent meeting place, but thanks to Fort Meade, we now have that to use. We meet every other month, and we have a support system that we know if we need to reach out to any of these moms at any time, day or night, they're there, and we can comfort each other. We send boxes to troops that are still fighting for our freedom. We have some moms that visit Walter Reed in Bethesda, and we've made blankets to give to our wounded heroes. We have some that volunteer at the USO at BWI Airport, and others who volunteer at the VA. On June 8th, some of us will be going to Walter Reed to assist the Patriot Guard and the Blue Star Mothers with their annual cookout for wounded warriors. We want to let these fine men and women know that we love them and we care for them just like they're our own. And we can't forget our fathers in all of this. Some of the fathers come out and help us pack up the boxes and do other things to just help out, and they volunteer as well. After all, it isn't just the mothers that are hurting, it's the fathers and the brothers and the sisters. I think I can speak for all Gold Star families who have lost a loved one in combat, that every day for us is Memorial Day. With pride and pain, we remember them. We remember their smile, their voice, their smell, their touch, their laughter, their character, their dedication, and their sacrifice. So this is what our Memorial Day is all about. It's not about the television ads for the news, for new cars, for mattresses, or the new clothes. It's not about the opening day at the pool or the beginning of summer. It's about remembering the ones who have given their lives to protect us and giving them the honor and the remembrance that they so rightly deserve. Our Memorial Day is every day. How are you going to spend your day today? In closing, I would like to leave you with a poem that I found that I think says it all. It's called Going to the Gone. Go look in at your children still asleep within their bed. Remind yourself they're safe and warm because of some long dead. Go for a walk through cemeteries lined with little flags. Take time to ponder homebound heroes brought back in body bags. Go stand between those granite stones engraved with names and dates. Imagine all who died defending these United States. Go on and kneel beside a marker, offering a prayer with gratitude for those who gave their lives defending terror. Go home and count your blessings from the hand of those now gone. Then vow to the Almighty, their memory will live on. So as we celebrate Memorial Day today this year, let's celebrate life, because that's what these fine soldiers, military men and women from every war paid for. They paid for our freedom. I know that's what Chris would want us to do. He would want us to celebrate life. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you today, and may God continually to richly bless you and your family, and God bless these United States.